Referring to Prime Minister Modi's social media post on India-US relations, External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar said that PM Modi attaches enormous importance to the partnership with the US, adding that India remains engaged with the US.
Prime Minister Modi obviously attaches enormous importance to our partnership with the United States. Where President Trump is concerned, he's always had a very good personal equation with President Trump. But the point is, look, we are engaged, we remain engaged with the United States, and at this time, I can't say more than that.
And my colleague Jessica Taneja is joining me live in studio. Hi Jessica. With Donald Trump now terming the relationship between India and the US very special, it seems like it's a renewed push to strengthen the bilateral bond. What's your assessment, Says?
Well, yesterday when we were at the press briefing of the MEA, we were told about how India and the United States continue to engage on many aspects as they have been in the past when it comes to trade. The United States is one of India's largest trading partners. We export $18 billion worth of goods. So certainly that relationship would have continued to build on a certain momentum. Yes, there were moments, the tense moments and allegations from senior Trump aides, from the likes of Peter Navarro to Howard Lutnick to Scott Bessent and even Steve Witkoff. We've seen the allegations that have been surfacing in the American media and to the American audiences in a very disrespectful way as well. And India kept its course. It continued to avoid all the noise and the nuisance that was out there on display and maintained that India and United States have had a stable and steady relationship in the last 2 decades, built on a certain momentum on the nuclear deal that was signed between the two, to now the Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi making sure that America remains a close and important partner with whom we continue to engage. Given all the context and the kind of developments we've seen in the recent past, well, it will be important to see how the future plays out when it comes to the diplomacy between the two, because for India's part, it is looking for a more dependable diplomacy. There is enough inconsistency in the world, especially given the fraught tensions as well as the geo-economic conditions. Let's not forget climate change as well. So multiple issues that India wants to address, not just reforms, but also taking into consideration and needs of growing economies. At the same time, understanding India's economic heft and what it aims to achieve at the world stage. So this relationship was going to be important and has certainly built on its strengths and weaknesses in the past, and will continue to gain momentum, Siddharth.
Definitely, Jessica. I also want to ask you that from now, we've seen Donald Trump's statement when it comes to relationship between India and the US. How do you see the future of this relationship from here on? Well,
there'll be a lot that the both sides will, of course, work on moving forward from here. There will be teams that will be engaged in going further with the momentum they had built initially. You saw the Prime Minister had visited Washington, D.C., and as President Trump was also pointing out in that presser a short while ago, that he had a good time with the President at the Rose Garden. So, of course, there has been a relationship, a personal relationship between the two leaders as well. That somehow will transcend and yield positive outcomes in the future moving forward. But then again, that is with a step of caution, given the kind of geopolitical theater we're currently, presented with. It is difficult at this point to say whether it will be fruitful or how it goes. As you heard Dr. S. Jaishankar also point out, that India continues to engage with the United States since it's an important partner, and India's own strategic and, geo-economic needs would be taken into consideration as and when it plans to work on its relationship where it deems to be very important, which United States, of course, is.
All right. Thanks for the assessment, Jessica. Thank you so much.